Hello, Big Sky. This is Dan, and this is day 7 of our 21-day challenge of fasting and prayer. We are 1/3 of the way there, so take courage and don't lose heart. Let us continue to pray for our ones and for our immediate family members. God is well pleased with these prayers and petitions. Also, our focus for today is an emphasis to invite our friends and loved ones to attend a Resurrection Weekend service, and that God may be truly lifted up in these odd times of doing virtual church, which most of us are unfamiliar with. And I have been tasked to share with you out of John 7. It is a rather confusing chapter with people making all sorts of odd and even contradictory statements about Jesus, his provenance and who he is and what he was about. And even his brothers do not believe in him at this time. But I do want to focus on two things that are clear to me. One is that Jesus could work and walk around freely because his time had not yet come, and the days that God had appointed for him to be on earth had not yet been fulfilled. God has appointed a time for each of us, and in this time of pandemic, I want to assure you that God is in control of your life, and you need not worry. In Psalms 31:15, David says, "My times are in your hands." And in Job 14:5, under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, Job says, "Since his days are determined, and the numbers of his months is with thee, and thou hast appointed his bonds that he cannot pass." I am confident that God has my days numbered. And in a sense, until those days are fulfilled, I am invincible. However, this does not mean that I go bungee jumping without firmly attaching the bungee cord to my ankle, or that I get in a fight with someone like Chris Fuller, because that would mean that I would spend the rest of my life in traction. And so I must live without care, but wisely. This is why Moses probably in Psalms 90:12 says, "Teach us to count our days rightly, that we may obtain a wise heart." So let's live with care, but not in fear. My other thought is in verse 37 of chapter 7, which says, "On the last day of the feast, the great day, Jesus stood up and proclaimed, 'If anyone thirst, let him come to me and drink.'" It's reminiscent to the interaction that Jesus had with the Samaritan woman, where he tells her that if she knew whom she was talking with, she would have asked him for living water. Jesus, he is the living water from the rock. He is the living water, and this is available to anyone who will come. This is a gift of grace. Are you thirsty? Jesus has what you need. If we are drinking out of that which does not satisfy, we can approach him, drink from him, and be satisfied. Even in these times of pandemic and fear, Jesus has what we need to live a contented life. May God richly bless you today.